tonight we're making a veggie loaded stew, and we're going to try something new to go with it. New for me anyway. I've never made it. Fry bread, traditional Native American fry bread. And we ate some fry bread on our trip recently, and we loved it so much. So trying to copy it, I could totally fail. Chessie is around the house being noisy. So we're going to make a vegetable stew called Three Sisters Stew. Three Sisters, beans, corn, and squash. And you can grow those traditionally together. And this uses some things from your garden and your canned goods, frozen goods, and makes a really yummy, inexpensive, healthy meal. So in my pot, I have a fresh white onion, a small one. I have about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You could adjust that down or up as you like it. I have 3 bay leaves. On top of that, I'm going to dump in about 2 cups of chicken broth. I want this to be a thick stew, like a chili consistency. So I drained my beans. I have a can of Pintos. This is about the same as a 15-ounce can from the grocery store. I have a can of diced tomatoes. Same thing, about a 15-ounce can from the grocery store. I don't can kidney beans. Maybe I should. So I have a can from the grocery store. I have a bag of frozen squash. I have a bag of frozen corn. I have about 1/4 of a cup of roast red peppers. Now for my spices. I am going to do a teaspoon of, wow, that is really on there. Oh good, now I'm gonna get to tear it off like an animal. So this is smoked paprika. I like the smoked paprika. Just has a little bit more depth of flavor, if you can get into it. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of that. And I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of chili powder. You could make this hotter. I have some people who don't love very hot things in my house. I have a couple who love hot things and a couple who do not love hot things. My son loves hot things, so do I. My husband and daughter, not so much. Okay, so I have thyme here, and I'm gonna put about 1/2 a teaspoon of that. Sprinkle it in. I am not going to salt this until later because I don't want to make my vegetables tough. I'm going to let that stew. Now, the fry bread recipe said, kernel of corn escaped. The fry bread recipe says to let that dough rest for 30 minutes. So we're going to let that rest while this cooks. Okay, I'm trying my best with this fry bread. If anyone out there in social media world actually knows how this is done, feel free to tell me. But it's a very sticky dough. I was told by my recipe to put a hole in the middle. So that's what I'm going to do. There is just no telling at this point what we might end up with, but I hope it's some sort of fry bread. Stay tuned. By some miracle, the fry bread is not a fail. So we have Three Sisters stew and we have fry bread. It is a very thin batter. You just kind of have to be patient with it. I fried it in hot oil, lard, because that's yummy, and a lot of newer research shows that it's actually way healthier than vegetable oils. So that's dinner. I'm gonna put a little bit of cilantro on top of mine. You could serve it over the fry bread, like a kind of like a taco salad. But I think it turned out great, and I hope you try it too and enjoy.